Legend of Yufei, Chapter 80.
The chapter starts with this really strange double death that basically signals it's all over.
It really is strange. You have the main Jin general, Wuzu, captured by the Song general Nu Gao. But Wuzu isn't executed or anything. He's apparently so overcome with rage and humiliation.
Pure fury.
Pure fury. He just drops dead on the spot, like from sheer anger.
Wow. Okay. That's
the ultimate, like, narrative smackdown, right? Dying of pure spite. But then, and this is the really wild part, Nu Gao, who's known for being kind of a rough character, finds Wuzu dying like that just hilarious.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes. He starts laughing uncontrollably, so hard that he collapses and dies too, instantly.
You're kidding. They both die. One from rage, one from laughter.
At the exact same time. It's this incredible, of darkly comic symmetry. The main conflict just dissolves.
And the source apparently says their souls immediately start causing trouble in the underworld, even before they've properly, checked in.
Yep, straight to bothering the king of hell. No rest for the wicked or the overly amused, apparently.
So, Yufei's son, is now in charge. He's got this chaotic scene, 2 key generals dead in the weirdest way possible. What does he do?
Well, he handles it pretty smoothly, actually. He orders a proper, respectful burial for Nu Gao, the hero, and a temporary one for Wuzu. Sorts out the immediate mess.
And the fighting, what about the Jin army?
After Wuzu's death, they just crumble. Morale completely gone. Yulei marches toward the Jin capital, Huanglongfu, crosses the Shenwu River.
And there's no resistance.
None at all. It's basically a victory parade. The fighting is over. But the real significance isn't just marching in, it's the terms of surrender that come next.
Okay, so the Jin court is terrified. They send an envoy, Wanyan Jingge. What does Yulei demand?
Their left chancellor, Zhao Yi, suggests surrender. And Yulei's main demand, the absolute core of it, goes right back to the original shame of the Song dynasty.
Not land, not gold.
Those come later, sure. But the first thing, the non-negotiable, the immediate return of the coffins, the zigong of the dead emperors Hui and Qin, and the empresses Zhang and Jing.
The ones captured by the Jin decades earlier. Why was getting the bodies back so critical?
Because it undid the humiliation. Yufei's whole life mission was tied to reversing that national shame. Getting the emperor's remains back validated everything. It restored Song dignity. That was the symbolic victory.
So the other terms, like annual tribute, yearly visits to court, that's just standard stuff.
Pretty much standard practice for a defeated state acknowledging supremacy. But returning the coffins, that was the deep emotional closure for the Song court.
Okay, so that sets up this huge triumphant return to the Song capital, Linen. How's Yulei received?
Like the ultimate hero. At Zuxian town, the elders are praising him, Yufei's son, condemning the traitors who they say met with extinction. Emperor Shaozong himself receives Yulei, promises huge honors.
But there's specific vengeance too, right? Against Qinhui, the main traitor who orchestrated Yufei's death.
Oh yeah. This is where the earthly justice gets really pointed. The emperor doesn't just take Qinhui's property, he orders his massive mansion completely demolished. Not just leveled, every single piece of rubble removed. And then on that exact spot, they build a brand new, magnificent royal mansion specifically for Yulei.
Wow. That's erasing the traitor and replacing him, literally.
Total symbolic replacement. The physical mark of betrayal wiped clean and overwritten by loyalty.
And temples, too.
Yes, temples, Yuwang Miao, are ordered built at Qixialing for Yufei and other loyal ministers, cementing their heroic status in, the sacred landscape.
Now, you mentioned an imperial edict with honors. This is where things start to shift, right?
Exactly. The edict, the Zozi, detailing the honors is where you really see the scale move from just historical redress towards something bigger, mythic almost.
Okay, break it down for us. What kind of honors are we talking about for Yufei himself?
It's astronomical. Posthumously, he's made the Duke of Yi, then elevated again to Prince Wumu. He gets the posthumous title Zhongwu, Loyal and Martial, and the really big one. He's enshrined in the Temple of Taizu, the dynastic founder, basically putting him on par with the start of the dynasty.
Huge. And his family.
His wife, his ancestors, all given incredibly high posthumous honors. Dukes, grand tutors. The whole lineage is established as fundamentally noble.
What about the kids? Yulei gets his due, I assume.
Oh, yes. Yulei becomes Grand Marshal, Duke Pingbei. Yu Yun, the eldest son who died with his father, is named Loyal and Courageous Marquis. All 5 sons, even 2 grandsons, get titles.
And the daughter, Yinping, she had a tragic story too, didn't she?
She did. She committed suicide in grief and protest after her father's execution. And her title is maybe the most unique. She's named the Immortal Maiden of Fidelity and Filial Piety, Zenji Xiaoi Shangu.
Immortal maiden, so she's not just honored, she's deified.
Essentially, yes. She becomes a celestial example of virtue. No longer just a historical figure, but a kind of minor goddess, a moral standard.
And this happens to the generals, too, making them gods.
Some of them, yes. Nu Gao, the one who died laughing, he gets a standard posthumous title, Marquis Xingli. But then you have Shi Quan, another loyalist, executed earlier for trying to kill Qin Hui.
What happens to him?
He's named the god of Zongan Bridge, a specific location, and then elevated again to Lord Xingming Fu. Other loyal generals become local earth gods, Tudi Zengshan or marquises.
Why make them local gods? Why not just give them titles?
Well, think about it. Titles are given by emperors. Emperors change, policies change. But if Shi Quan is the god of Zongan Bridge...
he's permanent, woven into the fabric of the place itself, people will worship him there.
Exactly. It makes their loyalty eternal, not just historically remembered. And once you start seeing heroes become actual gods, you know the story has to go higher. It's the perfect transition point.
Okay, so let's leave the emperors and mansions behind. We're heading up to the celestial realm, the court of the Jade Emperor.
Right, the Hushin Yuhonga Songshangko Shangdi. The whole cosmic administration gets involved because this earthly conflict was apparently a reflection of heavenly business.
So what's the setup?
Tai Bai Jinxing, the spirit of the planet Venus, basically presents the case file to the Jade Emperor. He asks how to handle the souls of all these major players because, surprise, they were all originally divine beings sent down to Earth.
All of them. Wuzu, Yufei, the Emperor.
Pretty much everyone important.
Yeah.
And the big reveal, the reason for decades of war and suffering, it was basically a clerical error.
A clerical error, seriously.
Well, according to this text, yes, the whole catastrophe kicked off because the Daojin Emperor, Song Huizan, who was actually the immortal 9-flower-long eyebrow great immortal.
Okay.
He apparently got careless, forgot his immortal nature for a second, and wrote some document that accidentally authorized the Jin invasion.
So the entire Jurchen invasion, the fall of the capital, Yufei's campaigns, his death, all because an immortal bureaucrat wasn't paying attention.
That's the cosmic explanation given here. It's staggering, isn't it? The ultimate case of, uh-oh, my bad, leading to immense human tragedy.
So how does the Jade Emperor sort this mess out? What's the judgment? Does the emperor who caused it get punished?
You'd think so, but no. The Daojun Emperor is actually forgiven. The reasoning is that he suffered so much during his capture and exile in the mortal world that served as his punishment. He paid his dues, basically, so he gets to go back to his immortal cultivation, Quinxiu.
Okay. What about the main villain, Wuzu, the Jin general? He was a fire dragon originally, right? What was his fate?
This is where it gets really interesting. You'd expect his punishment to be for, invading China, killing people, all that war stuff.
Right. Geopolitics?
But no. His primary crime, according to the Jade Emperor's judgment, wasn't the invasion. It was, and get this, privately polluting Qin Hui's wife, Si Wu Qin Huiziki.
Wait, his cosmic crime was adultery with the traitor's wife, not the war itself.
That's what the text emphasizes. It suggests that from the heavens' point of view, maybe mortal wars are just part of the ebb and flow, but a violation of moral purity, that's a serious offense against cosmic order.
So what's his sentence? For the adultery, apparently?
100 lashes with iron whips. He's stripped of his great pearl, his symbol of power. And then he's imprisoned under Dangxia Mountain, guarded by the South Sea Dragon King, Ao Qin.
A dragon guarding a disgraced dragon. Okay. What about the human bad guys? Qin Hui and his collaborators?
Much simpler. No fancy backstories revealed for them. They're just dispatched straight to different levels of hell, DU, to suffer for their earthly crimes. Straightforward punishment.
And the heroes? What happens to their souls?
Nu Gao?
Nu Gao, the guy who died laughing. Turns out he was originally the black tiger spirit who served Zhao Zantan, the god of wealth, so he just goes back to his old boss. Reinstated.
Okay, simple enough. What about Yufei's son, Yu Yun, and the other loyal general Zhang Xian? They were executed too.
They get promotions. They are appointed as the two marshals of rewarding good and punishing evil. Shang Shanfei are Yuan Shui, serving in the Celestial Thunder Department.
So they become agents of cosmic justice.
Right.
Rewarding good, punishing evil across the universe.
Seems like it. A perfect heavenly role, given their loyalty on Earth. And Yufei's daughter, Yinping, the Immortal Maiden.
Her title is confirmed, specifically as the Immortal Maiden of Fidelity in the Underworld. Difu Zenji Xiangu. Her virtue is now part of the moral administration of the afterlife.
Right, that covers almost everyone. But what about Yufei himself, the central figure? What's his ultimate cosmic identity?
This is the peak of the celestial resolution. The Jade Emperor declares Yu Fei wasn't just any immortal, he was a Hufa, a guardian of the Dharma, from the Western heaven, from Zishan, from Buddha's paradise.
The Dharma guardian. So directly connected to Buddhism.
Directly. Tabai Ginseng personally escorts Yu Fei's soul straight to the Great Thunder Sound Temple Layan Sea where the Buddha resides.
And what happens there?
The Buddha himself reveals Yu Fei's ultimate origin. He wasn't just a guardian. He was originally the great Peng, the giant golden-winged bird of myth.
The Peng bird, like from Zhuangzi, that massive creature.
That very one. The Buddha explains that this great being had actually achieved enlightenment, Zhangputi, attained Bodhi state, but fell back into the cycle of rebirth because of one lingering flaw.
A flaw. After enlightenment, what was it?
A moment of anger. Nian, just a flicker of wrath was enough to send him tumbling back into the mortal world.
So his entire life as Yu Fei, the generalship, the loyalty, the suffering, the betrayal, the execution, it was all cosmic penance, a trial to overcome that last bit of anger.
Exactly. It was all necessary from this perspective to purify that final imperfection.
And does he overcome it?
In the final moment, yes. The source says Yu Fei hears the Buddha's words and suddenly awakens, achieves true realization.
What happens then?
He transforms. Right there, before the Buddha, he changes back into his true form. A great golden winged peng bird, Da Peng Jinshi Niao, immense, radiant. He flies up, straight up, and comes to rest peacefully on the very crown of the Buddha's head. Fei Sheng Fo Ding. The journey is complete. The human general Yu Fei is gone, subsumed back into the perfected Bio being.
Wow, so from betrayed general to a bird sitting on Buddha's head. That's quite the arc.
It really is. And the Buddha offers a final concluding verse, a G, to sort of summarize the ultimate takeaway from all this.
What does it say?
Everything conditioned is like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, like dew, like lightning. You should contemplate it thus. Basically, all this earthly struggle, from a truly enlightened view, is transient and illusory.
Okay.
But the real closure, the thing that makes the suffering okay in the end, has to come from a higher level. It needs that cosmic explanation.
The idea that the pain wasn't just random political misfortune, but part of a necessary, divinely ordained trial, that everyone was playing a role assigned from heaven.
Precisely. It reframes immense human tragedy as a temporary illusion, a test on the path to enlightenment or return to a divine state.